April 1925, Hôtel de Crillon, Paris. Six of France's biggest scrap metal dealers sit in a private suite, listening to a government official explain a national secret. The Eiffel Tower, he tells them, has become too expensive for the city to maintain. Paris wants it quietly sold for scrap, dismantled, and gone. He's lying about all of it. He isn't a government official. Nobody in Paris is selling the tower. And he's about to collect a fortune anyway. Meet Victor Lustig. Lustig was born in Hostine, in what was then Austria-Hungary, and by his 30s, he'd already built a career swindling wealthy targets across Europe on ocean liners and in fine hotels. In 1925, sitting in a Paris hotel room, he read a newspaper article grumbling about the cost of keeping the Eiffel Tower standing. Constant repainting, elevator repairs, endless upkeep on a structure that was only ever supposed to be temporary. Lustig's eyes lit up. If the city was tired of paying for it, why not sell it? He forged government stationery, claimed the title of Deputy Director General at the Ministry of Posts and Telegraphs, and invited 6 scrap metal dealers to a confidential meeting at the Hôtel de Crillon. His pitch was calm, specific, and completely fabricated. The tower didn't fit with Paris's other great monuments, he explained, and the state wanted it gone quietly, before public backlash could set in. To sell the illusion further, he used a forged access pass to walk the dealers straight up the tower itself, past the lines, so they could survey their potential scrap haul from the 3rd floor. Among the 6, Lustig zeroed in on André Poisson, an ambitious but insecure businessman eager to prove himself among Paris's business elite. When Poisson hesitated, worried his wife had doubts about the deal, Lustig leaned in with a confession of his own. He was just an underpaid government clerk, he admitted, and could really use a little extra cash to grease the paperwork through. Poisson, reassured that a real con man would never ask for a bribe, handed over the full price of the tower, plus a bribe on top. Lustig took the case full of cash straight to a train and was gone before Poisson realized anything was wrong. Too humiliated to ever report it, Poisson never went to the police. Most people who pull off the con of the century retire on it. Lustig went back for seconds. Not long after, he returned to Paris, rounded up a fresh set of scrap dealers, and ran the exact same script. This time, one of the marks smelled something wrong and alerted the police before the deal closed. Lustig slipped out of the country for good, moving his family to the United States, where the cons only got bigger. In the 1930s, Lustig walked into Chicago and pitched Al Capone himself on a business scheme, asking for $50,000 to invest, with double the money promised back in 2 months. Capone handed it over. Lustig simply locked the cash in a safe deposit box and did nothing, then returned the full $50,000 2 months later, claiming the deal had collapsed. Capone, apparently touched by this rare display of honesty from a stranger, handed Lustig $5,000 back as a reward. It was his counterfeiting operation, not his conning, that finally caught up with him. Partnered with a Nebraska chemist producing near-perfect fake $100 bills for years, Lustig's empire came apart in 1935 after a jealous girlfriend tipped off federal agents. Arrested in New York, he escaped custody the night before his trial by faking illness and climbing down a rope of knotted bedsheets, only to be caught 27 days later in Pittsburgh. He was sentenced to 20 years, sent to Alcatraz, and died there of pneumonia in 1947 at 57 years old. His death wasn't even confirmed publicly until 2 years later, when his own brother mentioned it in an unrelated counterfeiting case. He spent a lifetime selling things that weren't his to sell, including, famously, the same Paris landmark twice. In the end, the only thing Victor Lustig couldn't con his way out of was the ordinary business of getting caught.